Yo, what's good everyone, it's Batter, and today I've been recommended by Dubai Prince Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed to react to scary Uber horror story animated from the YouTube channel Wansee Entertainment. It's 5 minutes long, it got uploaded in January 23rd this year, so you know what, let's just get straight into this.
Josephson grew up in Robbinsville, New Jersey as the daughter of Seymour and Marcy Josephson. While majoring in political science at the University of South Carolina, Samantha studied abroad in Barcelona and planned on attending the Drexel University School of Law after her 2019 graduation. Samantha was a girl who showed boundless potential, who was potentially looking at a partial scholarship to Rutgers, but all her dreams would be snuffed out after making just one fatal mistake.
What mistake is that?
On the evening of March 28, 2019, Samantha went out drinking with friends at the Bird Dog Bar in downtown Columbia.
Okay, that's totally
normal. At around
normal.
2 a.m., they decided to call it a night, and like so many of us have done before, Samantha pulled out her phone and ordered an Uber.
Yeah.
Just 9 minutes later, surveillance footage from the Bird Dog shows a black Chevrolet Impala pulling up outside. Samantha steps outside, enters the vehicle, and greets her driver.
This is definitely a true story.
The man at the wheel was named Nathaniel Rowland. And although he didn't say anything as Samantha climbed into his car, he hadn't actually been expecting a passenger. You see, the car that Samantha had climbed into wasn't her Uber. It was just a similar-looking vehicle she'd drunkenly mistaken for her ride.
Wow.
You'd expect Rowland to ultimately tell her to get out of the car, but he didn't.
To be
He
fair,
simply engaged the locks, trapping Samantha inside, then drove off. It's not clear whether or not Samantha realized her mistake before Rowland stopped the vehicle, but at some point,
I'll tell you later.
Rowland parked up his Impala, pulled out a knife, and inflicted a sustained and savage attack upon the terrified Samantha. Using a bizarre-looking two-bladed knife, Rowland proceeded to stab Samantha 120
Jesus
times.
Christ.
She attempted to shield herself, but she was trapped, and Rowland was armed. As well as several horrific defensive wounds, Rowland also stabbed Josephson in the head with so much force that the knife went through her skull to her brain.
Ooh.
But the killer blow seems to have come when he stabbed her in the carotid, one of two main arteries that carries blood to the brain. Samantha also sustained wounds to her face, neck, shoulder, torso, back, lung, leg, and feet.
God.
Bleeding out within just 10 to 15 minutes.
What is wrong with this guy?
Rowland then dumped Samantha's body in the New Zion field, where she was discovered by a handful of local turkey hunters. The following morning, Samantha's roommates became deeply concerned when they found she hadn't returned home. Police rushed into action, easily tracing her last known whereabouts to the Bird Dog Bar and to Nathaniel Rowland's black Chevy Impala. Officers later happened across Rowland while he was out driving, and after a traffic stop was attempted, Rowland jumped out of his stationary vehicle and began to flee. Inside his car, police officers found a container of liquid bleach, germicidal wipes, and a bottle of window cleaner. But perhaps the most incriminating piece of evidence was Samantha's phone, which Rowland had foolishly chosen to keep. He was arrested, questioned, and tissue samples were taken. Disturbingly, the tissues under Rowland's nails tested positive for Samantha's DNA, meaning whatever he was doing after he'd killed her, it had been rigorous enough for particles of her skin to become embedded under his nails. Rowland was soon charged with Samantha's kidnap and murder, and it became apparent that Samantha wasn't his first kidnapping victim. He had apparently carjacked a woman at a stoplight in October of 2018 and was extremely violent in the commission of the crime.
He must have done it before.
Threatening her before they drove to an ATM to almost empty her bank account. In July of 2021, Rowland was found guilty of kidnapping and murdering, with a judge sentencing him to life in prison. This same judge, a veteran of the legal circuit, said the murder was perhaps the most heartless and severe he'd ever seen, denying Rowland's request for leniency. It's also easy to see why. Rowland displayed some horrifying predatory behavior. When a stranger accidentally climbs into their car, most correct-thinking people simply laugh it off, perhaps getting a little prickly if they're in a bad mood. But Roland found a stranger climbing into his back seat, and his first thoughts were nothing short of bloodthirsty. Samantha Josephson made an honest and simple mistake, and Nathaniel Roland made her pay with her life.
She didn't make a mistake. I don't think it was her fault. I don't think it was her fault she did that. She wouldn't have known. She wouldn't have known at all. Seriously. But yeah, what I was going to say earlier was... I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh. A young girl drunken at night going into an Uber is quite risky because it shows like how vulnerable she can be. And to see psychopathic killers like this, man. He just repeatedly stabbed her. Not even like just once, but like repeatedly. Like it felt like he got pleasure out of stabbing her. That's fucked up, man. That is actually fucked up. Man, but there are actually people like this in the world. Can you believe it, man? I mean, to be honest, yeah. It's either he's been through some shit in the past, like some mental trauma, like his upbringing or something, like his family wasn't right or something, and that's what made him like become like that when he's an adult. Or he's just born with this mental disorder that made him act like this or behave like this, you know? It's one or the other. There's always a reason why people do things like this, but still. Because, like, you can't just be pure... I mean, there are people who are pure evil, but most of the time it's because there has to be a reason in it behind it first. Because this definitely seems like he's fucked up in the head. But yeah, man. I see why you wanted me to react to this. It was quite shocking to see. Like, for an animated horror story, it's quite brutal, you know, quite graphic. Because these are based on true life events, and the fact that this happened in real life, it just goes to show that people like this exist in the world, and you can't do anything about it. You just got to be more vigilant, more careful, especially at night. If you guys want to see more animated horror story reactions that I've done in the past, here are some more. It's been a while since I've done them. Anyways, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!